Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Nija Knows. I am Nika,
Felicia.
and we got Felicia. We're missing one. Had some other things going on today, but we're going to keep going on like we always do.
Always.
So, you know, a lot is going on in the world. Both of us are parents. Both of us
Yes.
are single parents. Not by choice, but, life happens.
Yes.
So this thing popped up on my TikTok about this lady, Ebony K. Williams. I personally never knew who she was. Maybe saw like one thing. I guess she went viral before. Even then, I was just like, I saw a snippet, just like it's not a conversation I'm interested in. But anyway, she has come up again because she just announced that she is pregnant with a baby girl. People are having all these dissertations and lives and opinions about it, which obviously we're gonna have one too,
Mhm.
because she is a woman that is beautiful, successful, all these positive things. She's single and she chose IVF to have her child instead of, I guess, finding a man, the whole traditional route. So people are having a difference of opinion about that, and we're gonna talk about it because we have some opinions and thoughts and
Of
things to
course, of
ponder
course.
on as well when it comes to these things, especially both of us being single mothers. So Felicia,
All right.
you're a single mother of a girl. She's having a girl. So how you
Yes,
feel?
Lord, I pray for her and I pray for all the strength in the world, Jesus.
Right, right.
um, I don't have a problem with it. I commend her because one, as we know, it is hard being a single parent, but what's even harder is finding someone to parent with because we all parent differently.
Hmm.
So to go that journey alone, I don't see why she's getting so much flack and so much hate for it. It's a beautiful thing. She decided to have a baby. She decided not to do the traditional thing. In from my experience, it's not always healthy to have that other parent involved. And it was easier for me to just cut all ties and just kind of by force and by choice to be that single parent. It was easier and it was easier for my daughter too. So I commend her. You go, girl. Strong
Um,
black woman.
right. Well, I think I probably have mixed feelings. I could see either side. Now obviously the people that are arguing their point about it being a bad thing, they're looking at statistics of, how children end up that are raised by single parents and stuff like that. I mean, statistics is a interesting thing because it depends on how many people you've asked, and they, ask a certain amount of people and they make assumptions based on that group of people that they've asked. So it's not like you're going to every single parent that has ever existed and looked at their child and be like, hey, yeah, your child is going to be turn out, you know, in jail will have higher
Exactly.
chances of all these negative things. So, I mean, for me, again, single parent was, in essence, if I'm gonna be like just real blunt, it was by choice because I wasn't married. Like we was having sex, not married. Like there's a
Mhm.
possibility of you being pregnant. You know, relationship didn't work out. So because I also too, I came up in a two parent home. Both of my parents were together, so that's what I was used to seeing. In my home life. So for
Mhm.
me, yes, ideally, that's what I don't say she should, but I would, want it for myself. But life happens. And can I say that, because I'm a single parent, my children are now statistically higher to, and I have boys, two boys, end up in jail and all these negative things. I guess if you're just looking at the numbers, statistics, but I think it definitely depends on the parent, on the person. Like
Absolutely.
they say, it takes a village. It takes a village, whether you're single or not.
Mhm.
Like my
And
raising of my children wasn't just me. There was other people that had input and influence on that.
exactly.
And I had a
Exactly.
great support system, and I'm assuming she probably does as well. What was you gonna say? I'm
Exactly.
sorry.
Exactly what you just said. It always doesn't have to be that other parent that is helping parenting. It can be your friends, it can be aunts, uncles, cousins, just that village to help bring that child up. And just because you're missing one parent doesn't mean the kid is going to turn out badly. Like you said, it
Yeah.
depends on the parent and what values you're instilling in that child and what that child care and how you're raising that child and what the character is going to be like when they are adults. So,
Yeah. Yeah, and some of the discussions that I've seen about it, it's mainly men. Because the men are feeling like they're just cutting us out meaning we're not important. They don't need us to raise the children. All they need is our sperm. And I never want to say that the man isn't important or that fathers aren't important, because I have a father, I have boys, they may be fathers one day, and I would never diminish or
Yes.
dismiss the role that they play in the raising of a child. Um, but again, it doesn't mean that the child won't have strong male figures. I don't know
Mhm.
her life. I literally know nothing about her other than this, whatever she announced. And I would assume or hope that she has strong male figures, maybe even her parents,
Mhm.
that are around to help in the rearing of that child. So the man doesn't have to feel, or men don't have to feel like they've been cut out of the picture, because, unless we know her whole entire story and home life and every single one of her friends, we really can't say.
We don't know. We're literally, like you said, we have thoughts, opinions, and making assumptions off of one tiny little news article about her
Sure.
wanting to do IVF and she's pregnant with a baby girl and she
Yeah.
decided to do it without a man. Um, I don't know. I look at you and you raised two boys, and yes, their fathers were in the picture, but even as a woman, I think you did an amazing job and you have two amazing, smart, beautiful children who are going to be wonderful people when they go out into the world and so again, I grew up in a single parent household. I did have my stepfather. He was there for a good amount of time and then that ended, but a lot of my life it was just me and my mom. So I guess I'm a little I'm on the fence about it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
which is understandable. I I guess financially speaking as well, because that's the other part thing people are talking about. Oh, it takes income. Well, yeah, she making more money than a lot of two parent, households. So financially speaking,
Yeah.
obviously if she can
She
afford
good. She
IVF,
good.
because that's very expensive, and
Uh-huh.
take people time to pay it. Us regular folks, she probably wasn't a whole lot for her to have to come up with to be able to afford it. So financially speaking, she's gonna be good.
Yeah,
Or she's surrounded by family and friends that are gonna help her, male or female. And
exactly.
sorry, you gonna say something?
Go ahead.
Oh, and I don't know, again, don't know a whole lot about her, how she is as a person. But I highly doubt that she's gonna be out here just struggling on her own and, being a bad
Not it.
mother, et cetera, et cetera. So
Mm-mm.
it's like I said, I have mixed feelings about it. I definitely would prefer, and again, this is just for myself, a two-parent household, but can it be done with one? For sure.
Absolutely.
If
Yeah,
I could
we
do it on the
hell, we
income I
did
made,
it. Hmm.
it could be done.
It can be done.
It can be done for
And
sure.
I look back at when I first had Maya with her father, and I remember having that mindset like, we have to be a family. We
Hmm.
have to do this. We have to get married. It doesn't have to be like that. And praise God that it didn't work out. Won't he do it, Lord?
Yeah. She'll have to tell her
But
story about him one day.
yes, yeah, one day we'll get to that. Because baby, whew, Jesus. Um, that would have been a disaster
Disaster. Yeah.
if I had stayed in that and if we were married.
Yeah. And then, me who did come from a two-parent household, like seeing my parents argue, and, I've talked about it on here before, the
Mhm.
tension, and, I'm leaving, I'm coming back. And the other one, I'm leaving, I'm coming back. And, it's not always
Anxiety.
necessarily the best. Like, you really give your child serious trust issues,
Yes.
anxiety, all of
Yes.
that from being in a household where there is tension or contention sometimes. Not that my
Yes.
house was like that all the time, but, definitely times I was like, I can remember being a little kid, and they're trying not to put it in front of us, but I'm nosy and I can't sleep unless I know everybody's at peace. I always been like that. So, I'm standing at the door with my ear.
Wow. So
And
you wait, so you gave yourself anxiety. That's what you did. They
yes, I
tried to
did.
keep it
Because
from you.
again, I know I'm nosy and I need to know what's happening and why it's happening. I didn't always understand the conversation because obviously I'm a little kid and I'm
Yes.
only hearing parts of it. But it definitely was like I can remember being, 8, 9 years old and feeling like, oh my God, if they get divorced, who am I gonna live with? I love my mom, I love my dad, but my dad needs somebody to cook for him. He's gonna need somebody to no, my dad can cook, but this was in my head because my mom did
Yes.
cooking most of the time. he's gonna need somebody to do his laundry, like, and I would want to go stay with him to make sure he's okay. But then I would be missing my mom, you know. Like I was a little kid thinking about
Wow.
these.
The
So
stress.
it's not always the healthiest, and some of that stuff did translate into my adult life. When it
Hmm.
comes to relationships and how I relate to men. So it's not necessarily ideal. And who knows? Who's to say she won't find a man? Single mothers get married all the time.
Down the road, yeah. And
So
you know
that's
the
a
blessing in that? They did not make that child together.
mm-hmm.
When I tell you have to be so, and I don't know what the process is in IVF, but you have to be so careful and particular who you decide to procreate with. For the fact that she did this on her own and then she would be bringing somebody into the picture, I think that leads for something a little bit more healthy, perhaps.
Possibly. Yeah, possibly. Possibly. It could be. I mean, it happens, like I said, single mothers get married
Exactly.
all the time with multiple children, not just one. With multiple
Yes.
children, it happens all the time. So it's not like,
It's not
death
like
and
she's
doom
just
and
exactly.
destruction because she
She's
chose to
always
have
going to be single.
right.
No.
Like, yeah, no, that's not the case.
She got to pick
Um,
the man she wanted to, because I think they do that. She got to pick the man she wanted the baby with. I mean, all their stats,
mhm.
uh, education, all that. She got to pick, she got to open up a brochure and pick who her baby was going to
And
be.
ladies, you know how we always talk about, I wish I could build a man. I wish I could build. Listen, it's already laid out. I want that. These are the features I want. This is the,
That is.
whatever I want, medical history. Okay, yeah, that one. That one. You know?
She found her man and made her baby. She just don't know the man.
So again, yeah, definitely not ideal. And I always think too, thanks to the internet and these wonderful podcast mics, everybody got an opinion. Everybody knows what the right thing is to do, and the world's still messed up. All these people that know what to do, and the world is still messed up.
Still
So
going to hell in heaven.
somebody messing up somewhere. Somebody don't know what they're talking about.
Somebody giving them wrong information somewhere.
Yes, definitely. So it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna get all up in arms and start a live and be all fussing. Like one I saw the other night and scrolling through TikTok. TikTok is sidebar, such a
Rabbit
strange and
hole.
interesting and weird place. Sometimes
Yes.
stuff comes up and I'm like, I don't know how I got here, why
I
I'm
know you send me some of that stuff. I
yeah.
don't like it sometimes.
But the one I came across, and sometimes if it's a live, I'll like, depending on what it is, I'll listen to a few minutes of it or whatever. And I mean, these people were like whole arguing, yelling, no, let me talk, blah, blah, blah. Arguing
Yes.
about whether or not the man should be around, whether or not she should. And one thing said that she was, what was the guy saying? She was selfish for bringing a child into this world in a single parent household on purpose, that she was selfish. But his other point was, what does that say? And this particular guy, let me put this out there. He
Uh-huh.
always, because I don't follow him, but he always shows up on my thing. He strictly talks about Black issues, whether it's politics,
Okay.
family, love, relationships. That's what, at least when I've seen him, that's all he talks about. Right. So
Mhm.
this is the Black lady. So this is what he's talking about. So he said that she was selfish, but then he said, on the other hand, what does that say about her options of Black men? Because, like I said in the beginning, she has all these what are perceived as good things about her, educated, pretty, blah, 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 blah. So what does it say that she's like 43 or something like that?
40. She's
40s?
40.
She's
Mhm.
40? Oh, dang. Okay. Shut up. Um, she's older than I'm older than her.
Yeah,
Shit
she's
on the
40.
makeup. But anyway, he was saying that what does it say that at this age she has not found anybody that she finds worthy or deemed worthy to procreate with? What does that say about the options of men that are out there? And I was like, that's a good point too. Now, that's a good point. I feel like I got, again, single parent was not my, on my bingo
Wasn't your
card of what I
ideal,
was
yeah.
ideal, but I know that I looked up big time because I didn't seen other people, and I was like, wow, I never have to deal with that. Like we at
Yeah.
long rate, like that's not my story. That's not my story. We fighting
Yeah.
about who gonna see him. No, I want to live. No,
Well, I want him.
I want to live with me. Like that's how involved, he is.
Yes.
So I was like, yeah, that's definitely not my story. But I can understand that point. Like, yeah, I'm sure she's been in relationships, dated, and
Yes.
nobody.
And she saw how infested the dating pool waters were and said, you know what? I'm not making no baby with none of these motherfuckers. I'm just not doing it. Let me go on here down to this clinic and make my own baby. See, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
that's smart thing. Because this is the dating pool right now.
Like when you think about it, it actually seems kind of
And you know what's funny? I just had a thought. Our generation seems to be struggling the most when it comes to that. Because if you look at, our parents, and I'm sure there were struggles, but a lot of those people are married.
yeah,
We're married.
yeah.
Like our generation, it didn't happen like that.
For some
I
reason,
don't
and
know
even
what.
with the younger, ones that are younger than us, I see a lot of young people in their 20s getting married. And us, we're like,
It
oh,
skipped us.
y'all are too young or whatever. But I'm seeing, at least, for now anyway, they're still young, like healthy relationships.
Yeah, it
It's like
skipped
they
us.
looked at us and like, okay, so this is what I don't want. So let me make sure I'm doing it the right way. You wouldn't think so because
Hmm.
people promote certain things, but there are a lot of, nice, you know, good young people out there that are doing it the
Yes.
so-called right way. You know what I mean? So yeah, for some reason, this 35 to like maybe 45 age range seems to be very difficult when it comes to dating and finding a mate
It
and
is
stuff
a
like that.
struggle.
Are
The
real
people different over here, okay?
they real different. Real different. Do I want to talk about it? Yeah, so I was hanging out yesterday and I got home, I was surprised, like, oh wait, I had a good time. Hmm. And I told him I was
Rare.
like on my way there, I started feeling nervous. I'm like, well, I don't never get nervous, especially about no man. I don't never get nervous. You know what I'm saying? But I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm feeling really nervous for some reason. But it's a good thing because it let me know my butterflies are still alive because I thought they was dead. I thought they had dried up, the wings had all crusted over and
Yes,
everything.
Lord.
You know how butterflies when they dry up in the sun, you ever seen them like that?
Yes,
Then they
yes.
the wings be like dissipating and just like vanishing into the wind as dust. That's the state that I thought my butterflies was in.
I thought, yeah, that and then the rest of them that were still kind of alive, I thought they were locked and chained in a box, and then you put them in a dungeon somewhere. Don't get it twisted, y'all. I love her, I really do, but I really thought like it was just, and then she lost the key and had no interest in finding said key to unlock this box.
Why do I need it? For what?
No, so somebody unlocked it, and the lid on the box is slightly cracked.
Well, no. Listen, so my box of the butterflies, like when you get butterflies, you put the hole in the box so they can still breathe and stuff.
Yes.
That's what it is. So I poked a hole so that I could breathe. They getting some bit
Oh,
of
okay. So they get
oxygen.
a little oxygen.
Yeah.
That's
So
what
I
okay,
think,
but the lock, all right, y'all. The lock is still on the box. My bad.
yes, yes,
The
yes.
key is
But
still
there's
missing.
holes. Yesterday they poked like 3 or 4 holes, and I was like, oh, okay. I peeked in there like, oh, y'all still alive, Lord. Okay,
Okay.
all right.
Are we
Well,
gonna find the key? Wow. Okay.
it
Moving on.
depends. It did give me hope though that like, hey, there's
Okay.
the people out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I might try to put in some effort and find the key. I might.
Maybe. We'll
Maybe
see.
we'll see. That was just one time. Let's see how time
We
number
need
two
about
goes.
152,000 more times.
Right. We got to get to, got to get to what number you said? 1,000.
I said 152,000.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, that sounds a lot more reasonable. Uh, then maybe the key will, we'll see if it still fits. I might have to get a
Yeah.
new key
If it
made.
do, I'ma shout. I'ma shout.
Listen, I tell people all the time because people ask me, why aren't you married? Even my son's grandmother, when they called the other day. Um, so I was asking Caleb, why your mama married yet? She got a boyfriend? And she was like, Caleb was like, I don't know. There's nobody ever at the house.
Oh, the baby.
I was laughing. I said, no, no. There's nobody to report to you because there is no one. Like there's literally no
Wow.
one. You
Yeah.
can't say, "Oh, I heard mommy talking on the phone." No, he didn't. 'Cause
No.
nobody.
No.
I saw mommy go out on a date. No, you didn't. Because mommy wasn't going out on a date. I tell you what, I'm going. See Auntie Felicia. I'll be back.
Yes. Oh, that baby. I love that. I love that response. No. Oh, like the audacity.
Oh, but yeah, the butterflies was, they started moving. They weren't flying, but they was like tapping.
It was tapping the bottom of the box. Okay.
Like, oh shoot, okay. So there's hope, ladies. That's what I'm
All
saying.
right.
It might take a while, but
And
there's
she'll find hers too, if she's looking,
Yes.
if she's looking.
yeah, yeah.
And at the end of the day, if this is what she is choosing for herself, we all have our own path and our own journey. And this
Exactly.
is hers. Let
Exactly.
this woman live for her life.
Exactly. And what are we gonna do? What are we gonna
Go take the baby?
do?
What?
Arrange a marriage for her? Like, nah.
No. Let that lady
Like,
live
living
her
her
life.
life is like you living yours and the rest of us are living ours,
Yes. And we just hope that the baby is healthy, happy. She is happy. She enjoys this child because it goes by fast. And that's it.
That's it, child. Well,
Yeah.
all right, y'all.
Yeah.
So,
That was our little dissertation.
yeah, that was our 2 cents on Miss Ebony K. Williams.
Yes.
And we ain't gonna talk about her no more, I promise.
No.
So yeah, y'all let us know what you think, your opinion, especially the men. If you're a man and you're watching, please comment because I really kind of curious to see how y'all feel about that or what y'all think about that.
Yeah.
And we'll put, of course, all of our socials up here as we always do. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And we will see y'all next time. Peace out.
Yeah. Bye-bye.